So we have an example over here on how you should be cleaning your head, and maybe even how to detect when the head is no more usable. And to know that, the best thing is to remove the head from the printer. If you know how, we will actually have the video for some printers using this 6-channel head, how it's removed. And but what we want to show you now is how do you get this corrosion on the pins over here, which can cause this one is good, but there's couple of pins over here are corroded or oxidated. And how that happens, usually what happens is when people try to clean the head manually with this syringe with the rubber top on it, this goes on the tube goes on the torn on the head like this. What actually happens is when the head starts to clog, or even if the channel is completely clogged, you still wanna try to rescue the head. And people don't actually like spending money on new heads, but actually it's not it has its own time when it needs to be replaced, so it won't last forever, but people want to still try to save it. So what happens when and if the head gets completely clogged and you try to clean it? Let's try to simulate the situation. We actually get some alcohol inside the syringe, and some of these channels are already clogged. Some are still functional, but I think that the black one is clogged. So let me just try to, so you can go easy and try to push the alcohol through the head, and that would be okay. You would then see the nozzles from below, but I think this channel is completely clogged. So what happens, I will just quickly show you. When the channel is clogged and you still want to press and try to push through the hardened ink inside, you won't do it. But let me just show you. If you so I thought the tube was gonna pop out, but actually it went through. But still, it's not enough for it to have good prints. Let me just try it one more time. This one is also has some flow on it. All right, so we got that one as we wanted it. So when that happens, I actually had a bit of an alcohol in the syringe. If you have like half a syringe, you will fill this tub with alcohol, and you have this cuts on the sides, and the most problematic one is this one, which goes to which is just above the connector for the cable. So the cable is connected like this, and if some alcohol flows over the tub, it will go directly to the cable, and this is actually a minor corrosion. You can we have a situation when you can have complete both cables, lower side, upper side, this big one completely corroded. So this is actually a minor problem over here. Maybe it could be salvage, but usually what you do is you change the cable because you don't want to have any additional problems. So that's how this corrosion happens. And one more thing with this head is when you try to clean the head manually and you place the tube on the torn over here, you don't actually see the flow through the nozzles from below, but alcohol is flowing on some other torn of other channel. That means that either the seal from the inside the head is broken somewhere over here inside, or the chamber above the nozzle is broken. So yeah, I think I can show you that also, how that looks. But usually when that happens, the head is no longer usable. So you see in this case the alcohol is just dripping somewhere from a side, and the difference with working nozzle and broken seal and chamber is that let's go with this one. So when you have some flow going on through the head, you will see this. And if the chamber and the seal, some of that is broken, you will actually see this. It will either go on another torn, depending on where the problem is, or will be dripping on the sides. So now we don't have anything up on the torn, but it's only dripping on the side. So that would mean that this channel is no longer usable, and there's not much you can do for this head after that when that happens, because if you're using it as DTG printer, you will be using these two channels in the middle for white, and six channel heads have to have 2 for white and other 4 for CMYK, yellow carbon, magenta, cyan. And if cyan is, or any other channel, if the seal is broken or chamber is broken, there's one color missing in the ink, and usually also the channel which is right up to that one with the problem also is probably not gonna be printing, or we won't be having that color in the prints. So this head, when that happens, this head is basically beyond repair over here. So those are some pointers we want to show you on how to clean the head. If you want to clean it manually, you clean it manually. Usually when the head cleaning, automatic head cleaning and stuff like that don't help, you need to try manually. But also there's also limited resource on times on how many time you can do that, because when you reach the point when you have problems such as this, then you should be buying a new head. So, and this is now example on how you know when you have a functional channel on the head. The previous head, there was some clogs, broken seals, broken chambers, and when we want to clean the head manually with the syringe, and we have a good situation for a change, this is how it looks. So if we light up from beneath the head where the nozzles are firing, we place the syringe up, and we should be seeing like a curtain of nozzles and alcohol flowing through the nozzles. So as you can see, almost 100% over here is nozzles are usable on this channel. It's a cyan channel, and this head has 120 nozzles per channel. So as you've seen, it's almost, I would say, maybe even 100% usable, and that's what you're looking for. And the cleaner the current you get from cleaning this way, the better the prints will be. But it doesn't have to be 100%. You can still, even with the half amount of the nozzles available on the channel, you would still be having pretty good prints. In any case, if you have only half of the nozzles functional, still that other half will be printing on the places where the first half, which doesn't print, that place will still be covered by those other nozzles. So when you do have a situation where you have let's say for example half a channel working, 50% of nozzles in this case, that would be 60 nozzles. So what does that mean when the half channel is clogged and we still have another half functional? That would mean that at the same time we will have less, if only this part, left part, is working. That would mean that we only have less ink thrown on the thing we are printing, on the item. So how can we still have good prints? We need to either raise the percentage of the ink in the RIP channel. That would of course mean if you are using RIP software. And one other thing which can be applied with the ordinary printer is to raise up the resolution. So if we raise up the percentage of the ink fired or thrown on the item we are printing, that would mean that the flow through the functional nozzles is 100% more in this case. And if we are raising up the resolution of print, that would mean that the nozzles are printing with the same percentage as before, but only the paper or the item that it's printing on, depending on how the printer is used, as conversion to something or ordinary printer. It means that the item or paper or shirt or something like that is moving slower, so we've given printer the time to put the same amount of the ink as if the channel would be fully functional.